Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the place where you learn new skill every time you visit. So keep updating yourself by subscribing to the channel.
Okay, so this is one of the sample papers which we are going to solve in this series, and the first question of the sample paper, the section A of course, says wrapping up of data and methods together as one unit is termed as inheritance. So wrapping of data cannot be inheritance. Inheritance is basically sharing of properties of one class to another. Polymorphism it cannot be. Polymorphism is overloading existing in more than one form. Encapsulation, abstraction, that are very near kind of definitions, because both are used for data hiding, but here we are not talking about anything related to hiding. So it's covering up, wrapping up, so that has to be a encapsulation. So the answer is encapsulation. Another is the data type which is specified that the method does not return a value is. So you know that the void keyword or return type tells you that a function is not going to return anything, but here the void has been mentioned in three different forms, one with V capital, one with all capital. So the correct form is this. Boolean is a return type, but it does not mean not returning anything, so that cannot be an answer. Another one is the logical operator, which is a unary operator. Now unary operator means an operator which works on one operand. So when I talk about and needs two operands to work for. So like for example, if a equals 2 equals to 10 and a less than equals to 50, suppose this condition. So and is requiring two conditions on either side of it, so that cannot be an unary. Similarly, the or also requires two conditions on either side of it, that cannot be an unary. So only the not equals to, which when I want to apply not equals to, it says if a not equals to b, right? Or you can say if a not equals to 10, any condition. So it does not need any second variable on either side of it, it just work like that. So that's a unary operator. Now the scanner is a class dash class, so it's a primitive derived wrapper or super. We know that when we have to use a scanner class, we use a util class. Okay, so it is a derived class which is derived from the util class. Now math dot power 625 1 by 2 plus math dot square root of 144, what it does, it gives 144 square root, of course you know, is 12, and 625 raised to the power 1 by 2 actually means the square root, right? So it means the square root. So the value is 625 by square root is 25. So 25 plus 12, that will make us 37. So let's see which option is 37. So 37 I think is the one of the other option which is not mentioned here. So 37, yeah, here the C op is 37. Let me clear all these markings first. So 37 is the answer for this. Now the correct if statement for the following ternary operator statement is, the first thing we have observed here is system.out.print is involved. So that means whatever answer I should get, that has to be in a printed form. Okay. Another thing is, this is my condition as a ternary operator, and true and false are my output and in quotes, right? So this cannot be, of course, because here true and false are not in double quotes. Okay. I come over here. Here the true and false are in double quotes, but here we are returning, we are not printing. Okay, so this cannot be. Now if I come over here, it says the condition similar and the true and false are printed, so that this is the correct one. All right. Now let's go to the next one. So the next one, say, let me clear the marking first, and then I'll go to the next one. So the next one says okay, multiple branching statement of Java is, right? So all of them are have some conditions. On some condition the program control goes somewhere or the other way, but for is not a multiple branching because it goes only in downward direction. Only one condition is being checked here. Same is the while, same is the do while. So the switch is basically the option, the case where on basis of the one variable you can go for different cases. So that's a multiple branching statement. The number of bytes occupied by the constant 45. Now 45 seems to be an integer because it doesn't have a decimal along with it. How much? So integer occupies how many bytes? So the answer is going to be 4 bytes because integer occupies 4 bytes, right? Now do while loop is an entry control loop, infinite loop, exit control loop, finite loop. Now you know that in do while loop the condition is being checked at the end, right? So since the condition is being checked at the end, so it's called a exit control loop, whereas the for and the while are the entry control loop. Let's move on to the next question. Before that, we'll clear the markings. Let's clear the marking and then we'll go to the next one. So the next one, yeah, here it is. So it says there's a loop for k equals 1, k less than 2, 2 times it goes, and then there is an internal loop m equals to 1, m less than 4. So for every value of k, this m loop goes 4 times. So for 1 it goes 4 times. So for there are 2 values of k, 1 and 2, will go of course 8 times. The question they are asking is how many times the loop is executed. Of course it will be executed 8 times. Another one is a method with the same name as of class and has an argument and with arguments and no return data type is termed as. That of course has to be a constructor. A method same name as that of class, a constructor. Now what kind of constructor? Class and with argument. They say with argument, so it has to be a parameterized constructor. Okay, so this is going to be the answer. Next one is int res equals to a. What is the value of res? Now res is a alphabet A character they have stored into integers. So typecasting will happen here, and res is going to store the ASCII code of A, which is 65. Okay, so the answer for this is going to be 65. Let's see the other slide contains that option or not. Yeah, here it is. So the option here for that is 65. The style of expressing single line comment. Now single line comment is done usually this way. This is a multiple line comment. The first one, the second and the third are not actual form of commenting in Java. The method to check if a character is an alphabet or not. Character is an alphabet or not. So it has to be a letter or not. So is letter char. Another one is alpha. Is alpha, there is no function like that. Is upper, of course checks for the uppercase. Is lower, checks for the lowercase. So is letter is the correct answer to this. The output of double dot pass double 71.25. Now the parseInt function actually converts this string value, this thing, the number 7125, which is put in double quotes, so that means in a string form, to a numeric value. So we'll convert 7.25 string to 7.25 number or decimal rather, and then that will be added to 0.75. So 7.25 plus 0.75 will make it 72, and actually 72.0. So this is the correct option for that. All right, let's go to the next before we clear this markings, and we'll move on to the next one. So next one says the method to convert a string to uppercase is the method to convert a string to uppercase. So of course it has to be to uppercase. So here we have two forms of, rather three forms, or all forms are to uppercase actually. So the method to convert a string to uppercase, so that means the input has to be a string. So now this will go away because here the parameter or the input is character. Out of them, all of them has string, but to uppercase, the correct way, actually whenever we use a function it has to be in the camel case. So this is the perfect form where the camel case is applied. So this is the correct way. Another is the output of the method determination dot substring 2 comma 6 means that from this particular word determination, it will pick from the second position, it will go up to 5th. In substring it does not go to the ending letter, it goes one below before that. So from 2 to 6, so 0 1 2, it starts from here, 3 4 5 here. Okay, it won't go to 6. So term, term. So term will be the answer. There are, all of them are term, but all capital is the correct way. Okay, so this is the answer. The array int x 10 will occupy how many bytes? Now integer occupies how many bytes? 4, and there are 10 elements, so 4 into 10 is 40, so it's going to occupy 40 bytes. the elements in x4 of the array 3, 5, 7, 12, this is, that is the fourth position in that array. So since the index position start from 0, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 is the answer. So this is the answer. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Before that, we clear the marking, and let me move on to the next slide for you. So it says name the type of error that occurs for the following statement: system.out.println math.square root 24 minus 25. So 24 minus 25 is negative, so it's going to calculate the square root of a negative number, which will give you actually the NaN, which means not a number. So that's not actually an error. We can't call it a logical error. You would say that it is a problem of a programmer, but that's not. NaN, so the option will be no error. NaN is not an error. Now evaluate the expression. Okay, A is 10, B is 5, and Z is 10. So whenever you get a question like this, Z plus equals to means the Z has to be added to the right hand side calculation, but the original value of Z. So the value of Z which will be added over here will be 10 only at the last step. Okay, or you can think of it like this. Let me just put it that way. That this statement can be written as Z equals to Z plus and all these things. Okay, so let's solve these. So Z is actually 10, and A plus plus means use the value and then update. So if value is 10, so it will use 10 here, but it will make it 11. So now the A has become 11. So this A will go away and becomes 11 now because of this update A plus plus. Then you have minus minus B. So minus minus means it will update it and then use it. So minus minus B means this B becomes 4, and that value of 4 is being used here. So here we'll put 4, and then we have plus. Again we have plus plus A, so it will update the value of A and then use what is the value, current value of A, which is 11. So updates to 12, and so the 12 will be used here. And now we have plus minus minus B. So minus minus B is the current value of B reduced by 1. So current value of B is 4, reduced by 1 is 3. So let's solve all this. 10 plus 4 is 14, 14 plus 12 is 26, and 26 plus 3 is 29, and 29 plus 10 is 39. Okay, so output is going to be 39. I hope you would have got it. If you didn't get it, just comment me. I'll explain it further for you. So this is 39. Now write the Java expression. Sorry, I am not able to draw the circle properly. I got it. Okay. Now write a Java expression for this. That's simple actually. This may be a tricky. The vertical lines are mod. All right. So to write the mod, you have to say math.mod. So there's a ready-made function called math.mod, which is used to write it. Math.mod. Let me just use it. Well, not mod exactly in Java. That's in Python. We have a absolute ABS. Okay. So math.abs. And then we have all this expression coming over here. So x square, you can write it math dot power x comma 2, or you can simply write it x into x and x plus y. Both are correct way of doing it. So x times x plus x times y. All right. This is the correct way. So rewrite the using ternary operator. Now let's see what's the question. Before that, let's clear the marking and let's move on to the next slide. So here it is. If x more than y, c equals to a, else c equals to small a, rewrite the following while using for loop. Okay, you have to convert this while loop into for loop. All right, This loop we are talking about. Okay, let me see what is the previous question actually. So that was rewrite the following using ternary operator. Okay, so that was regarding the ternary operator. So we have to convert this particular if and else statement, into ternary operator. Ternary operator, you know, first you have to put a variable into which you need your answer. So here answer variable is C because it's storing the answer in C. So I'll start with C equals to my condition, which is x more than y, which will go just like this, x more than y. Then we have a question mark, and then we have the true part, which is of course capital A in single quotes. So I'll write capital A in single quotes, and then I have colon, and then I have a small a as the other part. So this is the way you write this into ternary operator. Next is rewrite the following while loop using for loop. Okay, so to convert this loop into for loop, simple. Here in the while loop and do while loop, what happens, that the initial value, the condition and the update all are at separate places. In for loop they all are together. So let's do it. We have to start with, okay, so I have to convert this into a for loop. So for int x is less than equals to int x equals to 5, x less than equals to 5, and equals to x plus plus. Now what is the loop body doing? Let's check what is the loop body doing. Accordingly we have to put it here. Loop body is doing nothing, so the increment is happening, and this system.out.println at the end of the loop. So we'll also have system.out.println at the end of the loop. Println, I'm printing the value of x there. I think the same way, yeah, correct. So this is the conversion of this particular question. Okay, you can take a screenshot or you can write it somewhere. Let's go to the next one. It's a system.out. Okay, how many times the following loop will execute? What is the output of the same? So int counter equals to 1, do system.out.println counter equals to 1. The remaining is the next page. So let me go to the next page and see. In this page only counter equals to 1 is specified. Okay, now while counter plus plus is less than 5. Okay, so counter was 1, and while the counter plus plus is less than 5, so for value of 1 this statement will become 2, right, because plus plus and then 2. But that is a post operator, so it will use the value and then update it. So counter will be 1. So how many time it will execute? So for counter 1 it will execute, for counter 2 it will execute, for counter 3 it will execute, for counter 4 and counter 5 it will execute. So this is going to execute 5 times. I think that's what the question was asking. Let me just go back and check it once again. Here the following using ternary operator, that I did. Yeah, how many times the following loop execute? What is the output also I have to say. So the output is going to be, are we printing something here? I don't think we are printing anything in that. Okay, we're printing the counter. Okay, yeah. So the values of counter will be printed. So the output is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5. All right, it is less than 5, so the 5 statement won't execute. So up to 4 only. Yeah, less than 5 is 4, so 4 times the loop will execute, and the option is, the printout is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now reduce this, reduce dot compare to revolve plus. What is the output there is asking? Oh, before that we have this one, Mississippi dot replace s comma t to lowercase. So what it will do, it will replace the every s from the Mississippi word with t and convert that to lowercase. So then let me open the notepad and show you. Here it is. So it comes down. Okay, so it says Mississippi, so it has to be converted to small letters, so let's go in small letters. Let me clear that screen. Yeah, so M, every S with T. Okay, so MITTITTIPPI. This will be the output, okay, for this question. Now next one is reduce dot compare to revolt Antarctica dot last index of A. So it's comparing reduce with revolt, and then it's adding Antarctica dot last index of A to it. So reduce dot compare to revolt. When reduce is compared with revolt, you know how does the compare to function works. It checks one by one every letter, and then wherever the ASCII code are differing, it tries to find the difference of those ASCII code. So in this case now, R, ASCII code of R will cancel out with R, E will cancel out with E, only the difference is in D and V. So the ASCII code of V minus D, you have to say, will be what? Simply you can subtract their position. The position of D in the alphabetical order is actually A, B, C, D, 4, and the position of V in the alphabetical order, now I need to speak out the alphabets, 22, that's the 22nd letter, and then 22 minus 4 is going to be 18. So 18 will come out from there, and then you're adding the last index of A. What is the last index of A in Antarctica? Index values start from 0, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. So 8 will be added, and you will get finally 18 plus 8 is 26. So 26 will be the answer to this. All right, 26 will be answer to that. Why I only subtracted the position? Because if you add the ASCII code only, the difference is going to be same. What will the ASCII code of A, D? 65, 66, 67, 68, right? So 65 will be added to it, 69 rather, 65, 66, 67, 68, yeah, 68. And then what will the ASCII code of V? Again, that many value will be added. The difference is going to be 26, whether you do with the ASCII code or whether you do with the position. Okay, so easiest way is with positions. Now let's go to the next one and check it out what it is saying. It says consider the following program and answer the questions below. Class sample, this is int a, b, sample int x, int y. There's a constructor sample. Let's see what else it has for us. So in the next slide, yeah, it is okay. A equals to x, b equals to y. The constructor is initializing a with x and b with y, while calculate function where z is adding a plus b and it's printing. Name the global variable. Okay, now the global variable means a variable which can be used anywhere. Okay, so in this case, the variable which can be used in any of the function is going to be the global variable. If I go back and see, I think a and b will happen to be a global variable here, because a and b is outside all those two functions which can be used anytime. Okay, so the global variable in this particular example are going to be a and b. The reason being, global variable are those which can be used in any of the functions. What are the method variable? The method variable, the variable which is declared inside a method. So z is a method variable, and consider for okay, that's it. Consider the following array and answer the following questions. This. What is the size of the array? You can of course count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So size is 10. And what is the position of 89? So the position of 89 is going to be, let me count it, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. So the position of 89. Position is 6 actually, but index value is 5. So now if you are confused that what they are asking, are they asking position or index value, you write both things. You write index value is 5, position is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that way you can write. Okay, so this finishes the section A part of it. Now in section B, let me see what the section B contains. I think in the next video I shall do this only those questions of section B which are actually difficult for you to do. This kind of questions everyone can do it very easily. So we'll see which question is difficult in this, and then let's go through this actually. So define a class to overload. I think this is also fine. Okay, so I'll start with this question, then question number 4 in the next part of this video. Okay, so let's just wait for the next video. Please subscribe, like, share, so that you get a notification when I share the next video. Okay, and share the videos so that it helps me, encourages me to make more such videos. Thank you very much. Take care.
If you are new to the channel, please subscribe it. Also press the bell notification so that you get notification as soon as I release a new video. Share and like the video.